I'm Tashi, and welcome to my home. I have a market coming up in a mere 6 days, and I have so much to do to get prepped for the market, so I figured I would take you guys along with me on the journey.
I love yarn. I love yarn. I love yarn. I love yarn.
So I did this market last month and actually posted another video where I was market prepping for this specific market, and I decided to sign up again to do it this month because last month was supposedly really slow at the market and I still did really well. So I was like, well, if that's slow, then I wonder what it's gonna be like when it's not slow. So I'm kind of hoping that it's a little busier this time around, but even if it's not, I had a great time and I'm very much looking forward to doing it again. But I have a lot of stuff that I really want to get prepped for the market. So first things first is I make these wrap bracelets, and I had 9 at the beginning of today, but then I had my shop drop and I posted some of them on my shop drop that I had prepped already, and this is all that's left. The rest of them sold, which is exciting because that means I get to make more of them in preparation for the market, and I absolutely love making these. They're so easy, they come together so fast, and they're just enjoyable to make. So that is definitely on the to-do list, is to make more of these. I would like to have a total of 10 to bring to the market, so we'll see how many we can get prepped together in this vlog. The other thing that I would love to prep is I have been making these eyeball sweaters just one after another because I cannot keep them in stock. Every time I make one, it immediately sells, which is such a great problem to have, but I don't have any to take with me to this market, and I didn't have any for the last market either because I was also sold out. So I would love to be able to get at least one made for the market, but they do take a couple days to make, so I'm not sure if we're gonna have time, because the other big thing that I want to do is inside of this package. So we're gonna open it and I'm gonna show you what's inside. My mother is a really great seamstress. She would strongly disagree with that statement because she doesn't think she's as good as she actually is, but she is really good, and she actually offered to help me with some market prep because she knows that my life is just super chaotic right now and I have so much going on and too much to do and not enough time to do it. So what I did was I sent her a whole bunch of clothing pieces that I have had sitting in my closet back there for months, and some of them even years. And I've had them all sitting back there because I had the vision that I wanted to upcycle them, and I wanted to transform them into hybrid crocheted pieces. And I'm capable of doing it myself because basically all I had to do, like for instance, if I wanted to put a crochet detail on the bottom of this shirt, you have to chop the shirt off where you want it, and then I like to reinforce it with some interfacing, and then you basically just sew a new seam on the bottom of the shirt, punch holes in it with a serrated rolly thing. Words are hard. I don't even know. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here in a second. And then you crochet into it. Anyways, I've done it before. It turned out really well. And actually the shirt that I did before is in this box, so I will show it to you. So it ends up looking something like this. So this is one that I did previously. So I just chopped the bottom off the shirt, and then I made like this little seam, so you can see my bad sewing skills. And then I put interfacing in between just so that when you punch the holes for the crochet, it doesn't come unraveled. So essentially what I wanted to do was just, you know, sew and put the interfacing on a whole bunch of different projects so that I could just go through and crochet a bunch of them at the same time. But I'm terrible at sewing. It takes me a super long time, and I don't have the time or the patience to do it. So that's what my mother offered to do for me. And this box is completely full of different pieces that she helped alter and that are ready to get some crochet details added to them. So I figured I would just kind of go through it and show you guys everything that she prepped for me, and hopefully we'll be able to get most of these crocheted in this video. That might be ambitious. Maybe a handful crocheted in this video. We'll see how far we get. Okay, so I do have quite a few tops that I just kind of chopped the bottoms off of, and then my mom went through and just reinforced them. My goodness, her job is so much better than mine. Can we just look at the difference? Look at how even. She's so good. I cannot. This is amazing. So I have just a bunch of different, you know, t-shirts that I chopped the bottoms off of. Here's another cute one. Here's another cute one. So yeah, she just went through and added, you know, that reinforcement along the bottom of them. My brother's controller. And then with a couple of them, what I did was I actually completely chopped off the side of the shirt. So this is one that I completely chopped off the side of the shirt. So now it's just like open, and she went through and reinforced that side seam because I want to crochet new sides onto this and kind of make it like a poncho situation. So I have a couple of shirts like that. And then I also gave her a couple of sweatshirts where I chopped the sleeves off. And so I want to crochet new sleeves onto some of the sweatshirts that I had her alter for me. So that was one of them. And this is another one that I think is gonna be so cute when it's done. It's gonna be so much fun. So yes, there is a ridiculous amount of clothing items in here because I just gave her an entire bag full and she did all of them. But yeah, there's just so much in here. So I'll probably just show you the pieces as I kind of get to them. But I want to pick probably like a couple shirts to start with because it's still summer, so it's still pretty warm. So I kind of want to save the sweaters for like later once it gets into cooler weather. So we'll probably work on a lot of the shirts together in this vlog. So that's definitely a big priority that I want to focus on doing, is getting the crochet details added to all of this stuff. And I think that's probably going to be it. So our focus is wrap bracelets, crochet details on the clothing, and an eyeball sweater if we have some time. And I think what I want to start with tonight is I want to start with some of these shirts because I'm so excited to get started on them. I think they're going to be so much fun. But I have to punch holes in all of them. I think I'm just gonna punch holes kind of as I go. I don't really wanna have like a whole punching session for all of it because it is kind of hard to punch holes in them, and I have to apply a lot of force and it kind of hurts my arm and my wrist and stuff. So I think I'm just gonna do a couple, and we'll just do a couple of shirts tonight, and then I'll maybe, if I have more time tonight, then I'll start working on an eyeball sweater. I think that's gonna be our plan. So now I just have to pick out which shirts I wanna do. So I'm gonna look through this, I'm gonna pick out some shirts, punch some holes in it, and then I will catch back up with you when we are ready to pick out yarn to pair with the shirts, and I'll show you what we're gonna be doing. Okay, so I picked out 5 t-shirts and I got them all cut, and I'm definitely glad that I limited myself because I'm like, that already hurt my elbow and my forearm. You have to put a lot of pressure to get all the way through the shirt and the interfacing, but we'll just go one at a time. Here's the first one I chose. It's a beautiful day for learning because it's August, so everybody's kind of starting to get ready to go back to school, so I thought this would be a good one. And I definitely want to pull in all of the colors that are in the lettering. So, actually, ooh, that's close, but there's no blue in the shirt, so I think I'm gonna not use that one, but I might use this for a different one, so we might come back to this one. I think I honestly might just pull like 4 different colors and then maybe just do 4 different rows of single crochet around the bottom of this in the 4 different colors. So I want to pick a pink for sure. I kind of wish I was at my shop right now because I have so many other like yarn colors and scrappy bits at my shop that I feel like I could pair so much easier. And I really don't have a teal. You know what? I might wait on this one till I can go to my shop because I really want to try to find a teal color, and I'm pretty positive I have one at the shop. So we're gonna put this one off to the side, and I'm heading to the shop tomorrow, so I'm gonna try to remember to grab a yarn that'll match this shirt. Okay, so moving on. This one should be pretty easy. So this one's next. It's a Barbie shirt, and I am gonna add some details on the bottom. I'm thinking a scallop border on the bottom of this one, and obviously it's gotta be pink. So some sort of pink. Okay, so I'm struggling on whether or not to do a solid pink because like these ones match the logo pretty well, or do I do this guy that's kind of giving like cotton candy vibes? It could be cute. Well, I can always undo it. Let's try this and see how it looks, and worst comes to worst, we'll just undo it and we'll go with the solid pink. Next up, we have this guy. He's just cute, kind of just like a vintagey retro type of thing. I think I kind of want to mimic the stripe pattern on the bottom, but I do also think I want to do like a scallop border on this. So I'm thinking I go like a round or two with white and then a round or two with red. And again, I hope I have the right red for this. Oh, I literally have one red. It's really bright, but honestly, I don't think it'll be too bad once it's like kind of further away. So I think we're just gonna go with it. So we're gonna go this guy, and then I'll just grab, ooh, I have a sparkly white. I think it's sparkly white just because that'd be really cute. Sparkly white and red for this top. Okay, and then I love this one. So this is a little Monet shirt that I got a really long time ago, and it's just so beautiful. This one's gonna be tough because I don't know, we could pull in like the yellow of the flowers, or we could just kind of do like greens. So I don't know why, but for some reason I'm really feeling this combo like with the brown because it's almost like a sunflower. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it yet, but I do like this color combo, so I think that's gonna be our combo for this shirt. And then we've got this guy, which I think is really fun, and I think that this yarn would be super cute with this one, especially because this is a really funky yarn and the shirt is just hilarious as is. And yeah, so I think we're gonna do that. Okay, there I have it. I've got my basket full of shirts and then coordinating yarn. I think I'm just gonna go get comfy on my couch, put something on the TV, and then just start trying to get these done, and we'll see kind of how long it takes me to get through them. It shouldn't take like a super long amount of time, but I've never really timed myself because I've only ever made the one shirt. So, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about this. So I'm just sitting here looking at all my worsted weight yarn. I have an entire basket full on top of fingering weight. Oh, let me grab that down, hang on. I have all of this yarn too that we could be looking at. Silly me. And the reason I thought of that is because I was looking at this shirt. I double stranded fingering weight yarn for this shirt, and I love how it turned out. So what if, would this work? That would be so cute. Look at that. Ooh, I like that. Oh my gosh, and look at this one. Wait just a gosh darn minute. Ooh, that could be really cool. So then we have a couple of shirts that are using fingering weight, a couple with worsted. I feel pretty good about that. I feel good. Now we're set. Now I'm gonna go get cozy and start crocheting, and I will show you the finished products once I'm done. Hello. It is Tuesday evening. Yesterday was such a busy day. I have a huge event coming at the shop this weekend where I'm releasing a ton of new products. I have stuff going on every day. So I have been working so hard to get that all prepped and ready to go. And so a bunch of my friends offered to come help me at the shop last night, which was awesome. Like, they helped so much. I don't know what I would have done without them. But we were there until like 10:30 at night. So I literally came home and went right to bed, and I have been working all day today. I was working on computer stuff until around lunchtime, and then I went up to the shop and I just got back. So it's 6:45 already, which is wild. And I did not get to sleep until like 11:30 last night. So I am really, really tired. I need a shower, but my plan for the rest of the night is just to relax after I shower, just relax and crochet. But I wanted to show you the shirts I got done on Sunday. So here is my least favorite. It's this one, but even though she's my least favorite, I still think it turned out really cute. So I did find this crochet book just sitting on my shelf, and I decided to pull it out because I found in it an entire chapter of different edges for crocheting. So I decided to put a different edge on every shirt that I made. So this one was kind of a funky looking edge. It was really fun. It was like twisted double crochets, and then you did like this little picot scallop thing on top of it. So it did turn out pretty cute. And then another one that I tried from the book was this one, which I think turned out so fun. So I did this one on the Monet shirt. And I love how this looks, but I definitely need to block it so that the yarn lays a little more flat. But yeah, I really like the look of that one. And then this one was not from the book. This is one that I did on the shirt that I showed you guys previously. It was just a cute little scalloped border, but I do love the color choice for this shirt. I think this one turned out super well. But my favorite that I did, which I did choose a border from the book, it was the last one I did last night, was the Barbie shirt. Here she is. Look at that. Isn't it cute? So I ended up doing a little kind of like lacy pattern, and I am obsessed with how this one turned out. I think it's so cute. So this one is definitely my favorite. So yeah, super happy with those. So I just have the one left to crochet the bottom on, which I do plan to do tonight. And I was kind of thinking for that one of just doing like a really simple single crochet border, because I'm going to do it kind of like in a stripe pattern to match the stripe on the shirt. But then once I get that done, I want to start on an eyeball sweater. So I figured we could really quick pick out some colors together, and then I'm going to go take a shower, grab some dinner before I sit down and work on all of this stuff. The eyeball sweater basket is ready to go. I will work on that as soon as I get my life together and get my butt on the couch. And after we finish the other top. It's going to be great. I got nothing done yesterday, and I was so tired on Tuesday that all I had in me was finishing the one shirt, and then I had to go to bed. So I will show you the shirts. I still have to get them all tagged, but I at least got them on hangers, and I got them all blocked, so they're hanging very nicely. But here is that one that I got finished. This is the detail I kind of did on the bottom. I think it's super cute. I love how it turned out, and I love how it just kind of complements the stripe on the shirt. My plan is I have about an hour here this morning, and I need to make some wrap bracelets because I'm completely sold out. I kind of did like a little post on my Instagram. It was just kind of like a little funny post about the wrap bracelets. And then the last one that I had left sold. So I officially have 0, and people are like, they saw that post and they're like, no, they're sold out. We want more. When are you going to restock? And so I'm like, oh my goodness. So I think I just need to prep some for the market. I'm not going to list them anywhere else until after the market is done, because the market is in 2 days now. Today's Thursdays and it's on Saturday. It's also a huge event at the shop this weekend. So I have a feeling today is going to be extra busy because I'm only open for 5 hours and we have a huge sale going on today. So I don't know that I'll have any time to actually get any crocheting done today, but I'm thinking tomorrow is going to be a little slower because we don't have like as big of a special going on tomorrow. So I'm hoping tomorrow I will have more time to make more wrap bracelets. And honestly, I think the wrap bracelets are going to be my priority because they're super easy for me to take to work and they don't take me very long to prep. And I definitely need a lot more because even if I don't sell them out at my show that I'm doing, I'll be able to post whatever's left on my website. So that means the eyeball sweater is taking a back seat, unfortunately, because I also really want to get that done. There just are not enough hours in the day, especially this week. I have just been at the shop every single day trying to get stuff done and ready for this event this weekend. I was there until like 10 o'clock last night again. So it has been a lot of really late nights at the shop this week, but it's looking great and I'm super excited for today. And I'm super excited to just crochet a little. All right, well, I'm gonna get to work and see how many bracelets I can get done in the next hour. It'll probably only be 2 because they usually take me about half an hour each, but maybe I'll surprise myself. I will definitely keep you guys posted, and I'll probably check in with you guys at the end of this vlog just to go over everything I was able to get made the rest of this weekend. in the continuation of the wrap bracelet saga, I have a funny story for you guys. So today is Friday and our market is officially tomorrow, but it's tomorrow evening, which is nice because then I'll kind of have the morning tomorrow to do some last minute prep as well. However, I also am having a bag sale at the shop tomorrow, which means that it's going to be busy because whenever I do a bag sale, like people go nuts for it and I usually get a huge rush of people right away. And then I'm also having a free wine tasting tomorrow afternoon at the shop. So I don't know how much time exactly I'm going to have to prep, but I was able to get 3 bracelets finished and taken home with me yesterday. I technically made 5, but what happened was I had a guest vendor at my shop yesterday, and as I was starting to make my first one of the day, she goes, "Oh, are those your wrap bracelets?" And I was like, "Yes." And she's like, "I might have to have you make me one." And I was like, "Pick out your yarn." And so I ended up making her one, and I actually made her like this one, so it was this color yarn, but then she picked out a gold clasp to go with it. And so the first one of the day went to her, and then I was working on the second one of the day, and another one of my regulars walked in, and she had messaged me previously wanting one of the wrap bracelets. So of course, as soon as she saw me working on it, she was like, "I want that wrap bracelet." So I literally was working on finishing it while she was in the store shopping so that she could take it home with her. So the first 2 of the day got sold, which is awesome. So I was only able to take 3 home, but they are super cute. So here's this flavor. Then we've got this guy. And then I already showed you this guy. And then I had the 2 that I made yesterday morning. So I did this one with different beads. And I'm not sure how I feel about it. It kind of looks diseased, all of the balls, but I don't know. It's kind of fun. It's giving me kind of like Halloween vibes a little bit. So it is kind of cute in that aspect. And I'm just realizing now that I'm showing you, I have to still sticker these ones. But then I made this one, which is my personal favorite, simply because the yarn is really special to me, because it was yarn that my friend Rachel exclusively dyed for my shop opening. So I love this one. Anyways, so I have 5 total. Ideally, I would like to have at least 10 going into the market. And then whatever's left over, I'm just going to list right away on my website because I know a lot of people are still kind of waiting for those. So ideally, I'll make 5 more between today and tomorrow morning. And I think that's totally doable because today is my long day at the shop and we have sip and stitch tonight. So with sip and stitch, we're usually just hanging around, chatting with cool people and yarning. So I'll have plenty of time to get more done today. And I actually want to start working on another project as well. And I know we had talked about the eyeball mesh sweater, but I know that I don't have enough time to finish that before tomorrow. So I'm like, do I start it even though I know I'm not going to finish it, or should I do a smaller project? And what I came up with is I ended up at the last market selling, I had made just like these mesh sleeves. They're really easy to throw together, and I think it would be really fun to make another set of mesh sleeves for the market. So I think I'm going to do that as well. So I'm going to pick out some yarn to take with me to the shop to make those. So we'll have that on our to-do list and more wrap bracelets. And I think that'll be about all we can get accomplished. So yeah, I'm feeling really good. I also just spent a little bit of time tagging everything this morning and making sure it was all in my point of sale system and, all of the back end business stuff that you never really hear about, but that's necessary to running a business. So that's my plan. And I do have to head to the shop here in just about half an hour. I would say I have to leave. So I'm going to get packed up, make sure I have everything ready to go for the show tomorrow, because I'm literally going to have to kind of come right from the shop here, pack up my car, and then go to the show. So I just want to make sure that everything is kind of together and ready to go. Hopefully I'll touch base with you guys soon and let you know everything I was able to get finished before the show. Hey guys, so it is officially Saturday. I am about to leave for the show in literally 2 minutes. That was a Kevin butt. But I wanted to just touch base really quick and let you know what I all got accomplished. So I ended up making quite a few wrap bracelets. I made, I think, like 2 more this morning when I was just kind of hanging out at the shop early. But then I sold 2 today, so I kind of hit net neutral on that. So I think I ended up with only like 7 wrap bracelets, I want to say, total, after some had sold over the weekend. But then I grabbed 4 more from my friend's shop that I had at her place. So I think we're going into the market with 11, maybe, something like that. I don't really know. I'll see when I get there and set up. It has just been kind of a whirlwind of a weekend, and today was like super, super busy at the shop, so I kind of just lost track of everything. But I'm really happy with kind of where we're at. And because it was so busy today, I was not able to get the mesh sleeves done. So I am bringing them with me just to work on at the show. And then I did print some tags for them. So if I finish them while I'm there, I'll just hang them on the rack. And I'm kind of like working on a little pattern for them. I have a little idea for something. So I just kind of want to test it out and make sure that everything is working well with that before I have people test it for me. And that's the plan. That's everything I'm doing. And honestly, since we are about to head to the market, I figured I would just kind of take you guys along with me. I'll show you my setup there, and then maybe afterwards we can kind of talk about how it went and what all sold. So I will definitely catch up with you guys probably later this weekend. I've already sold 2 wrap bracelets, and it's not even an hour in. Well, hello again. So it is officially Sunday. It is the day after the show. I am deeply exhausted, but I wanted to tell you guys how it went and walk through what I sold. It was not a lot. The show kind of sucked, if I'm being completely honest. I'm probably not going to do it again. And actually, this show was worse than the last show, even though it was busier. For some reason, like, how make that make sense? I don't even know. So yeah, it felt like there were more people at this show, and there were definitely more vendors at this show, but I sold probably like $75 less than what I sold last time, which is just strange. Anyways, here's everything that I sold. So like you guys already know, I mentioned earlier, I did sell 2 wrap bracelets. Didn't sell any more after that first hour. So at least the 2 sold, and those are each $22. So that was a total of $44 for both of those. I sold a retro daisy granny square purse, just the one, for $35. Surprisingly, my faux fur scrunchies did the best. I sold 5 of those. That was a total of $13, because if you buy 1, it's $3. If you buy a set of 2, it's $5. So I sold 2 sets of 2 for $5, and then a single one for $3. And then the last thing that I sold of the evening was actually to the vendor that was right next to me. She apparently had a good night and had some extra money to spend, so she, at the very last second, came and grabbed one of my crochet detailed shirts. So she bought one of those for $32. So in total, I made $124. And then my booth fee was $60. So technically I only made $64. And I definitely spent most of that on food and beer. So essentially I made $0. And I don't know, typically I like this market. It's kind of fun to hang out at because it's just good vibes. But I was so exhausted from the shop and like the big event that we had going on. I had been so busy at the shop that Saturday, and so I was just so tired, not wanting to be there. I actually ended up packing up half an hour early, which I know is kind of like, ooh, a big taboo with shows, but I was not the only one. I kind of go based off what my friend does, who has been vending at this show for like the past 3 years. She's a regular vendor at the show. She's got like a regular spot that she's always set up at. So I saw her starting to pack up, and I was like, okay, well, if she's packing up, I'm packing up, because I don't want to sit here doing nothing for the next half hour when I've already had a really long day. So yeah, not super great. Could have been worse. You know, I could have not even made my booth money back. So I'm not going to complain too much, but yeah, definitely was not what I was hoping for. So probably won't do this show again, but there it is. At least now I know. And now I have a grand total of 11 wrap bracelets that I'm going to list on my website for my online community. I don't know if there will be any left once I post this video, but if there are, you can snag one for yourself by visiting my website, tashiathome.com. It is linked in the description below. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you guys so much as always for being here, and I will see you next time for another crafting adventure.